Good morning and welcome to Kramer's Corner with Daily Technical Update. It is the 7th of August. And today we'll start with Novo Nordisk that released earnings this morning and guidance was a little bit lower than analysts expected. So the share price is trading around 5-6% lower, and we are back in this area here where we were also a couple of days ago, actually Monday, where we have key support at 816. In this range here where there's a little bit resistance at 845. We're still above the 200 moving average. If we do close below 816, 15, 16, then it can spell a little bit of trouble for Novo Nordisk also on the medium term. So that will be interesting. And suddenly there's nothing until we get down to around 740 level. So that is something to keep an eye on. In Asian markets, when we're looking at Nikkei, of course, with all the turmoil that's been going on, it rebounded 61.8 to 35,847 of this leg down here. So the key question is, was this wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and will we then get another wave lower? We will be much wiser in the coming days, and that could actually be really key, because then suddenly we could see Nikkei down to 27,000 area. If it does take out the spike here from earlier this morning up to 61.8, well, then there's room up to 30,330. S&P 500 had a okay day yesterday, about 1% higher, but it was actually 2% higher. So testing 5,314 resistance, but got rejected, and also hit the 100 moving average. If it takes out 5,191, especially if it closes below, well, then we could see next wave of selling pressure kicking in. Nasdaq 100, 18,333, key resistance. It really needs to close above for a move up to towards 19,000, and that could be a bit of a struggle. Negative sentiment indicating we are likely to see lower levels in the coming weeks. If we're moving on to, and we are moving on to the EUROSTOXX 50, a European market, up about 1% after bouncing from 4,500, 45.44. Resistance here at 46.38, 39. If it can close above that, well, then it will slowly crawl higher. We can see that this is kind of a consolidation area. I think it will move this one because it seems to be this one that is the key resistance. And then it could bounce back up to 47.50. Really strong resistance around 47.75. DAX also bouncing after keeping itself above 17,326. Key resistance 17,620. If it closes above that, then we can see further bounce. But if it starts moving south again, well, then the 17,000 can come under pressure once more and possibly lower this time. The Amsterdam market, very strong bounce on Monday, keep following through, trying to close this gap. If it can close the gap, meaning it has to close above 879, well, then there could be further upside potential to 900, but if it gets rejected, then it will start slowly slide lower, and that is it's a worry for investors, I'm sure. The CAC 40 moving back above 7,175. Has to close the gap up here to 7,252. It will be a struggle, and it really needs to get it back above 7,300. So let's see here the next couple of days, or will it start slowly moving lower here? So keep an eye on this gap there. Gaps are really important in the markets. And here we have a massive gap on the Swiss market, so that's also something to look out for. We have some resistance, 11,771, but the key one is, of course, the gap up to the closing price at 11,875, and that will be a bit of a struggle, to be honest. I don't think that we will see that occur anytime soon. It will take really something to get back up there. If it starts pushing lower again, and especially if it slips below the 200 moving average here, well, then we are looking at 11,000. Euro dollar failed to close above 109.80. and now retracing a little bit. I think we could see it retracing down to the 61.8 at 108.65 possibly, and then I think we will see it push higher again and have another go. And if it does have another go at 109.80, then I think it will take it out for real this time and push higher towards 111. On the euro sterling, it's still trying to break up away from this 86.10, 86.20. You see where the peaks exactly. They are 86.20. Yeah, in this region here, really strong resistance. I think we'll see a correction lower. And let's just add a little bit of Fibonacci and see, okay, how much can it actually correct, and possibly down to around. I don't think it will move all the way down to 85.35, but it could. I think it will stop around here, 85.5, and we will also have the 200 moving average coming, giving a little bit of support. The cable actually closed below 127 yesterday, dipping below the 100 moving average. Now it's back above 127, but we are in a negative sentiment. I think it will slide lower in the coming days towards 126. Dollar yen. Nice bottom reversal pattern. Will it move up to the 38.2 at 149.40? And then I think it is, and then I think we'll see it sliding lower again. We are still in a negative sentiment. There's no divergence, so we could see a market turning around after reaching 149.20, 149.40 level. If it can get back above that, well, then there's still some really strong resistance levels here around 151, 151.85. Euro yen, more or less the same picture, trading around some resistance here at 160.38. Should be able to push up to 38.2, retracement at 162.45. Strong resistance also in this area here, 164, 164.5. Can it get back all the way down there? I'm not quite sure it will. I think it will start slowly slide lower here in coming days, if it get or after it has reached the 38.2 retracement, maybe a little bit more. We are in a negative trend, and there's no divergence on the RSI, meaning it is indicating likely new lows. The also yen, also very close to the 38.2 retracement, touched the 97 level. Could it also get up to the 200 moving average? It is not unlikely, but let's see, just below 100. I still think that we will see it's sliding lower in the coming weeks. I don't think we will move back to a bullish market on the yen pairs in general. You can read my analysis on it. It was out yesterday afternoon on all yen pairs. We have the sterling yen. Also, I think we could move up to 190.80. Just below the 200 moving average here, and then I think we will slide lower again. Aussie dollar, really strong bounce above the 38.2 retracement. Not a big surprise after this massive spike down there. I think it could spike up to the 66.25 level, which is the 61.8 retracement. But we have some strong resistance in this area here, where we have the 100, we have the 200, and then we have the 55 moving average coming down, kind of putting a lid on it. Dollar Canada is back below the 137.85 support, and let's see if we add and this is what you can do just to give it a guide. And the most important levels are usually 38.2, 61.8, and 7.86 retracement. I think we will drop to the 61.8 retracement at 137.25, and then I think it will pick up again. Euro Swiss, 38.2 retracement at 94.25. Will it then move higher? I'm not quite sure, but we could. There's still room up to 61.8 retracement, 95.5, 95.60, where we then have all the moving averages coming down, kind of giving it a pressure from the other side. Dollar Swiss, also a nice bounce. We could see it bounce up to the 38.2 at 86.70. We have the. I think I need to clean this up a little bit. Sorry about that. There we are. possibly up to that level, and then also up to the falling trend line here on the RSI and the 40 threshold, and I think it would be rejected and we move lower. Dollar index also a strong bounce. I think we could see it bounce up to 61.8 retracement at 103.57, and then I think it will slightly lower. The gold future is a bit unchanged this morning. It's still in this range between 23.53. If it moves back above 23.45, then I think it will go back into bullish mode. So keep an eye on 23.53. We have the silver in a negative trend, bearish trend, lower low, lower high, lower low. Still potential down to around 26, and then I think we'll see a fairly strong bounce. We could see some divergence building up, but let's see. It really needs to get back above 29.45 for any upside potential. Copper, on the other hand, seems to be under pressure again and could dip down to 383. And then I think we'll see a bounce, but it really needs to get back above this spike there at 422.35 for any upside potential. But we have the moving averages pointing lower, so they look fairly heavy at the moment short term, and then we have suddenly bounced. It was a massive move, and then it's collapsing right there. We have the oil futures. Excuse me. Oil futures seems to 72 level, 72.40 is a fairly strong support, and we could bounce here the next couple of days towards the 77, 77.5, but then I think it is it. We have the moving average coming down, kind of putting a lid on there, so don't expect much upside potential. Also here on the Brent crude oil, we have a 76 level that is a key support. Could bounce up to around the 80 in this downtrend here. The US 10-year Treasury yields, very strong bounce of the support down here. I think we could see a bounce up to 4%. Could it peak up to 4.05, which is the 61.8 retracement? It is not unlikely, and then I think that will also turn around a bit over the coming weeks. All right, that's all for today. Have a nice day and happy trading.